Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and today I'm coming to you from the Forum Shops at Caesar's Palace, where we're checking out Joe's Seafoods Prime Steak and Stone Crab. So happy to have you along. Let's head inside. All right everyone, and here we are seated at Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. A beautiful restaurant with outdoor mall seating, as well as a bar area and a formal dining space as well. Nestled in the heart of the Forum Shops at Caesar's Palace. A really beautiful looking restaurant here. I certainly like the vibes. Now, regardless of the vibes, you know it's all about the food for me, so let's take a look at what they have to eat on the menu. Alrighty, and here is your menu at Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Very beautiful. They have multiple locations. Looks like one in Chicago, one right here in Las Vegas, and one in DC. Let's take a look inside and see what they have on offer here. Starting with your chilled appetizers, we've got ahi tuna tartare, oysters, a lot of good-looking chilled seafood there. You also have the whale, which I imagine is their seafood tower. You have your warm appetizers here, spinach stuffed mushrooms, fried oysters and calamari and the like. Here we have some soups, Manhattan clam chowder, and a crab bisque. That sounds pretty good. Here is your list of salads. You've got coleslaw, Caesar, chopped salad, steak salad, and the like. And then here are stone crabs. These are fresh crabs found in the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, and they serve the claws here. We'll definitely be going in on that. It's in the name, so we kind of have to. And then here are some additional seafood appetizers. Looks like some fried shrimp, scallops. Ooh, looks like they have a grilled seafood platter. That sounds pretty good as well. And then we have some bar food, all of your handhelds here. You've got a turkey sandwich, cheeseburger, steak sandwich. Ooh, a king crab roll. That sounds really good too. Coming up here, we have the fish. You've got a fish and chips, as well as a salmon, a Dover sole, Chilean sea bass. We also have chicken, some fried chicken and herb roasted chicken. Oh, am I in the mood for some fried chicken today? I might get some fried chicken today. Here are your prime steaks, chops, and your fillets. And then your bone-in signature prime steaks. I think that bone-in ribeye is definitely calling my name today. And then here are your potato sides. You've got hash browns, French fried baked potatoes. Oh, a baked potato, a sweet baked potato. That sounds really good. And then you have your additional vegetables and sides down here. Grilled tomatoes, spinach, onion strings, Brussels sprouts, as well as 2 different types of macaroni and cheese. And there's your menu at Joe's. Now that is a really good looking menu here at Joe's. I'm certainly looking forward to trying a lot of food today because you know how it goes in my videos. Every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay. So we're gonna get a nice variety and together we'll see what this place is all about. Appetizers are coming up first. I'll see you in a little bit when they arrive. Actually, hold that just a moment. They brought out some bread service for us today, and so we're gonna go in on that to start. Let me give you a view. A nice looking bread basket here with some pretzel bread, what looks like a rye loaf, some kind of corn muffin, and some kind of cheese crisp. Now I'm joined by my sister and brother-in-law today, so let's go ahead and try some of this bread. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of the pretzel bread here. I got a little bit of that butter. Looks very nice. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, that's just fine. A very tasty pretzel bread here. Not only do you have a nice mild reaction on the outside, giving a little bit of that nutty flavor to the exterior, you have a very pillowy and airy center with a nice amount of finishing salt on the outside providing flavor. And this is a really nice way to start off the meal, a good bread service here. All right everyone, now we're gonna continue in on this bread service. I'll see you in a little bit when the appetizers actually arrive. And welcome back everyone, our appetizers just got here. This is looking so good. Let me give you a view. We got a cup of their crab bisque along with their grilled seafood platter and a medium order of their stone crab claws. Really in the mood for some good seafood? Let's give this a try. First up, I'm trying the crab bisque. A nice creamy looking bisque here and a solid looking spoonful. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah, that's good. A very creamy bisque. A nice viscosity to that. Really nice texture to this bisque. Slightly sweet, but very savory. You've got some really nice light flavors in here. You certainly get the garlic and tomato. And then you get the sweetness of the crab more toward the end as an aftertaste. And it's a very smooth flavor. This is a well-seasoned bisque. Nice levels of salt and pepper here. A very fine soup. A good start to the meal today. Alrighty, next up we're going in on the grilled seafood platter, starting with some of this grilled lobster. The grilled seafood platter comes with lobster, shrimp, and scallops, 3 types of seafood that I certainly enjoy. Let's see how the lobster is first. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. It's a nicely grilled lobster, although I think it is a tad more rubbery than I would prefer. Maybe just a handful of seconds on the grill too long. That said, there is a nice smoky flavor here, and you certainly get the sweetness of that lobster. And alongside this herb butter that it's been served in, there's a lot of richness here. A nice amount of garlic has been infused into that oil, providing a lot of flavor. And it's certainly not a bad piece of lobster. I think just a few seconds less on that grill, this would have been really great. Okie doke, next up, we're going in on the grilled shrimp. Nice colossal shrimp here, and they look like they've been perfectly deveined. Very clean shrimp here, with some good grill marks. Let's see how it is. Yeah, you know what, not bad. Now, similar to the lobster, I do think that it's a bit overcooked. Just spent a little too much time on that grill. It's a little dry, slightly tough. I think the shrimp, more so than the lobster, leaves a bit to be desired. That said, it has been cleanly deveined, a nicely prepared shrimp there, and I really do like this herb, butter, garlic oil that they've infused and cooked this with, because there's a lot of really great flavors there. I will say you get a little bit of that sweet shrimp flavor toward the end of the bite, but overall the flavors of the shrimp itself are a bit muted. Most of what you're tasting is actually coming from this garlic butter. It's not a bad shrimp, I wouldn't say it's the best I've had, just kind of middle in the road on that one. Alrighty, and the last bite that I'm trying from this grilled seafood platter is gonna be the scallops. This actually felt really nice as I forked it, and you've got some good grill marks here. Let's see how it is. Okay, yes, that's very good. The scallops are easily the best item on the platter for me. Very well cooked, nice and soft, with a little bit of a springy firmness to it. Absolutely nailed the cook. A good briny flavor from those scallops as well. It tastes very good. The garlic herb butter works so well with these scallops. And I did give a little bit of a spritz of lemon, providing some acidity. Easily my favorite from that platter. Those scallops are really good. All right, my friends, now the last appetizer I'm trying today is gonna be the stone crabs. Now, stone crab is in the name of the restaurant, so it has to be good. We got a medium order today, and I believe it came with 7 claws. I've got a nice little extraction here. You effectively peel back the shell similar to a hard-boiled egg. I've got it dipped into their spicy mustard sauce here. Let's give it a taste. Okay, yes, that's really good. Now this is really great. Both the stone crab claws as well as this mustard sauce go together as a match made in heaven. You first get that spicy richness from this mustard sauce. It's incredibly creamy with just the right amount of spice to liven up your taste buds. It's a perfect introduction to the rest of the stone crab. Because you're playing with the dichotomy of sweet and spicy, the flavors of the stone crab really start to come through on your palate as the flavors of that spicy mustard start to dissipate. And because of that contrast, it really allows you to enjoy those flavors. Very clean tasting, sweet crab meat here, served chilled with a nice firm fleshy texture. It's flavorful, it's really good. I can see why they put it in the name. The stone crab claws are really solid. All right, everyone, now that does it for our appetizers today. My sister and brother-in-law are gonna continue working on this, and then we'll go in our first round of entrees. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. Our first round of entrees just got here. This is looking great. Let me give you a view. We got their cheeseburger along with some grilled onions, their fried chicken, their sea bass, as well as their king crab roll. A lot of really good looking options here. Let's give them a try. First up, we're going in on the miso sea bass. Certainly one of my favorite recipes when it comes to fish. I love a good sea bass, especially when it comes with the miso glaze. Let's see how it is here at Joe's. Okay, yes, that's very good. A well-cooked sea bass here, slightly crispy exterior with a very moist and buttery center. Overall, I'd say a really good cook to this fish. I really like the flaky flesh. It is satisfying to eat. The miso glaze has a good flavor. It's sweet, a little bit smoky, although I will say it leans a bit toward the salty side. There's certainly a bit of a salty aftertaste here that's not as welcome as the rest of the flavors. But it does have a great cook to it, and in general, it does taste pretty good. Not a bad miso sea bass here. Now the sea bass is served alongside some bok choy and mushrooms. So we'll go ahead and get a little bit on the fork here. Let's see how it is. Yeah, that's pretty tasty. Nice cook to the bok choy. While it has a little bit of a firm bite, it's still soft all the way through. And it has its trademark bitter flavors, a good bok choy there. The mushrooms certainly have a nice earthiness to them, providing a little bit of a spongy texture as well. And you do get a nice nuttiness coming from the sesame seeds. Now, a bit of that miso glaze has found its way onto the vegetables, providing a sweetness as well as a bit of a smoky flavor. No real issues when it comes to that vegetable side, it's just fine. Next up, we're going in on Joe's Cheeseburger. I got this with American cheese as well as grilled onions, and we've got a fat burger patty here. Let's give this a taste. Oh yeah, that's a really good burger right there. All the elements in this burger are working very well. You've got a nice soft bun with a bit of a sweet flavor, but it's been well buttered and toasted and holding up to the weight of this burger. You've got a good start with the bun. No real issues when it comes to the produce. It's fresh and crispy, providing a nice flavor there. A little bit of sweetness from that tomato. I really like grilled onions in my burger, and Joe's is not making my opinion change here. A nice nutty sweetness to that, providing a little bit of that additional caramelized flavor. It works very well in this cheeseburger. American cheese is my go-to cheese when it comes to a burger. It's melty and rich, provides a nice flavor here. And I asked for my burger cooked medium today. It looks like they're pretty spot on. A little bit of a warm peak center, and it's a really well-seasoned beef burger here. Good flavors, with a slight crust generated on the outside. It's a really classic solid cheeseburger here. I like this. Now, the burger is served alongside with some fries. I've got some of them here, dipped in a little bit of ketchup. Let's see how these are. Oh yeah, that's a good French fry. A nice rustic skin-on French fry here. Not as crispy as I particularly like my French fries, but there is a good potato flavor. They've also been well seasoned, and they have a pillowy center. And this accompanies the burger very well. I like the fries just fine. Next up, we're going in on the king crab roll. An absolutely massive amount of king crab in this roll. Although I think they could have done a little bit better of a job cutting the roll itself. But I don't really care much about the form factor. It's all about the flavors for me. Let's see how this is. Okay, that's really tasty. A nice buttery brioche bun here. The looks certainly leave a bit to be desired. There's a nice richness to it and a good toast to it as well. A little bit of a crunchy texture on the outside, but a very sweet and rich bread in the center. Solid bread kicks off this king crab roll here. The king crab meat is so sweet and very succulent. There's a lot of flavor coming from that king crab. It's so much more robust than your standard crab meat. They have an herb aioli in here, providing a lot of richness as well as additional flavors. Not only is there garlic, but I also taste tarragon, really working well with the king crab. And there's also some lemon in there, providing some acidity as well as some brightness. A very tasty king crab roll. I like that one a lot. Now, the king crab roll is served alongside potato chips. Got a nice one here. Let's see how it is. Yeah, it's pretty good. A nice crispy potato chip here, ultra thinly sliced. There's some of them that are almost translucent. A very crispy texture here, very light fry to it as well, not very oily on my hands. I appreciate that a lot. I do think it's lacking a bit of seasoning. I think a little bit of additional salt here can really amp up the flavors, but you do have a nice starchy taste from the potato, and the crunch complements this crab roll really well. Maybe a little bit more salt, but honestly, not bad chips here. All right, my friends, now the last bite I'm trying from this first round of entrees is gonna be their fried chicken. It's been a really long time since I've had a good fried chicken, and this looks more like a cornmeal crust. I've got a thigh and leg here. Let's give it a try. I'd say that's just okay. Now, the cornmeal definitely provides a lot more crunch than your standard all-purpose flour skin. I certainly appreciate the crispy texture here. It does make for a fun bite of fried chicken. Unfortunately, I'd say the chicken inside is rather dry. I would certainly appreciate a much more moist chicken. While it's not the driest I've ever had, it definitely could be much more moist. Now, while I did praise the texture of the crunchy exterior, unfortunately, its flavors leave a bit to be desired. I think it could use a lot of additional seasoning, not only just salt and pepper, but I would certainly like to see some onion powder and garlic, or if they're present, their flavors are very muted. And as I'm trying the fried chicken here at Joe's, the recipe definitely feels a bit dated. I can certainly get a better fried chicken elsewhere. Alrighty everyone, now that's my first round of entrees. My sister, brother-in-law, and I are going to continue working on this, but we'll probably get some takeaway boxes because we've got another round of food coming. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. It's time for our steak dinner because it just got here. This is looking so good. Let me give it a view. We got their bone-in ribeye along with some potatoes lyonnaise, their 4-cheese macaroni and cheese, as well as their cream spinach. A really good-looking Las Vegas steak dinner here. Let's go in. First off, we have to go in on this bone-in ribeye. I've got it cooked medium rare here, and it looks like a nice pink center. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah, that's good. I do think it's a little bit closer to medium than medium rare, but it is very tender and a juicy steak. You have a nice developed crust on the top, providing a little bit of additional smoky flavor, and a good fatty center. This is a very nice cut of meat. It's been seasoned simply but generously, nice amounts of salt and pepper here. I think if this was done at a proper mid-rare, it would be just a lot better. But even in its current medium form, it's still quite tasty. This is a good steak, I like this. Okie doke, let's go in on some sides next. These are the potato lyonnaise. You can kind of think about lyonnaise potatoes as hash browns with grilled onions on them. Just by knowing the recipe, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah, that's really good. Marvelous job on those potatoes. A really crispy exterior with a nice soft, fully cooked center. The texture on the potatoes are really great. Nice amounts of butter and oil here, making for a rich bite. A very satisfying side for sure. A beautifully caramelized nutty sweetness coming from the onions here, complementing the starchy flavors of the potato. And as a side for a steak, it works wonderfully, going together so well. I'm actually a really big fan of these lyonnaise potatoes. I like them a lot. Alrighty, next up we're gonna try the 4-cheese mac and cheese. I'm definitely a fan of having mac and cheese at my steakhouse dinners. Looks like we've got a shell macaroni here. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that's a really good mac and cheese right there. While I wouldn't exactly call it al dente, it has a nice firm chew to it, a satisfying texture to the mac and cheese. I love shell pasta, and when you get a lot of this cheese sauce stuffed inside one of the shells, it really creates something like a flavor bomb. It's very good. They've used good cheese here. You've got a lot of richness and a nice salinity to the sauce. A little bit of a sharp flavor as well coming from that cheddar. And the Asiago in here provides a bit of a smoky aftertaste as well. You get a little bit of bite coming from the chives, although I would say it's much more of a hint, but really you get to appreciate the flavors of the cheese. A good mac and cheese side here, I like that one. All right, my friends, now the last bite I'm trying from my meal today is gonna be their cream spinach. Cream spinach, broccolini, or asparagus are typically my go-to vegetable sides when it comes to a steak dinner, and our server recommended the cream spinach today. Let's see how it is. Well, that's very good. A nice cook to this cream spinach, very soft, easily palatable, a good texture to it. Now what I really appreciate about this cream spinach is while it does have a fair amount of cream, providing richness, it's not ultra soupy, which I found in other cream spinach dishes in the past. Really letting the spinach shine, I like that quite a bit. You get a very nice woodsy note coming from the nutmeg in here, really enhancing the flavors of the spinach. And in general, this cream spinach is well seasoned, good flavors here. I really like the fact that it's not ultra creamy and it really lets the spinach do the talking. This is a good side. All right, my friends, now that's all of the food I'm trying today. I'm starting to get pretty stuffed here. So just a couple more bites. I think we're gonna get some takeaway boxes for the rest of this. But coming up next, we're gonna go in on some desserts. Don't go anywhere because sweets are coming up. And welcome back, everyone. It's definitely time for some desserts because I am feeling really full. Let's take a look at the dessert menu together. Alrighty, and here is your dessert menu at Joe's. We've got some freshly baked pies up at the top here. Looks like a key lime pie, fudge pie, coconut cream pie, a lot of different pies. You've got a blueberry pie with some Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream. Fun fact, Haagen-Dazs is actually where I had my first job in high school. And then we have some other sweets down here as well. You've got a couple of different sundaes along with some coffee and tea. Good looking dessert menu here. Now that's a pretty good looking dessert menu for a steakhouse here. A lot of great options. I'm gonna go and get my order in, but for all of you at home, I'm gonna make that dessert appear right now. And here it is, everyone. We just got their key lime pie. And so I've got a nice amount on the fork here. Let's give it a shot. Okay, that's really good. So many things going right with this key lime pie. I actually don't even know where to start. The refreshing acidity of the lime is so present in this pie. Really refreshing, cooling flavors, but not so sour that you can't appreciate the sweetness. It's such a perfect balance. The graham cracker crust has a nice nutty flavor, as well as a little bit of richness. They use the perfect amount of butter and sugar in that crust. The whipped cream is nice and airy, provides a little bit of additional fluffy texture, but it is really this key lime pie portion that is just so delicious. It's sweet, acidic, fresh, and a little bit tart. Fabulous flavors coming together. This is probably one of the best key lime pies I've ever had. I'm really enjoying this one. All right, everyone, now that does it for my lunch here at Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Our meal came out to $450 today before tip, and I will say I'm very thankful to Joe's. They even comped my key lime pie today. I certainly enjoyed my meal, although I'll say my favorite items of the day were likely the sea bass, the steak, as well as the key lime pie. I don't think I particularly disliked too much of the food here. Probably the only dish I wouldn't repeat was the fried chicken. I can definitely see why Joe's is one of the highest grossing restaurants here in the Las Vegas Valley. They've got a lot of good things going. All right, my friends, now that's gonna do it for the Saturday video where I continue my quest to vlog every single restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip and downtown. Coming this Tuesday, I'm gonna be visiting a much more local spot here in the Valley. Make sure you come back for that one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend, and I hope you enjoyed Vegas with me, Shin. Bye.